It's beautiful. Yeah, it's very cool. I love it.
Merci beaucoup.
And Venus.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so we can also see Venus there as well. Yeah, it's just an
in terms of conditions for the viewing of this, because it was perfectly clear blue.
the blue, isn't that where the blue is going on?
Yeah. So we got that full sun to full eclipse moment. And so, let's go talk to some folks here. What does it look like?
Look like it's an eclipse.
Across the moon.
Yeah. I mean, there's folks here who have come from all over the place, and it's neat to be working, but also just experiencing this, Heather. I know that everyone else farther west has already experienced it, but it's when the same experience, same phenomenon, but to see it yourself is very impressive.
Okay, and just take a pause. You don't have to talk to me. I want you to be able to say that you experienced it too. So just look at it. Do you have your camera? Can you take a selfie? This is safe to do, by the way, during totality. I don't know if you have one with you. Maybe not. I want you to have that for the record. But
absolutely, I can take a selfie while I broadcast.
Okay, get that set. I just remind people that where you are in New Brunswick has not seen this phenomenon since 932. It has been more than 1,000 years. And there you are, Brett Ruskin, bringing the moment to us. And Brett,
So
oh my
back.
goodness,
We're coming back.
that's fantastic. That is excellent. It's so great, Brett. Does that mean I'm seeing a lot more light? Is it safe for you? Did you get your glasses back on?
So I got my glasses right here. I'm not looking up that way just now, but I'm going to put my glasses on. But I can look down.
I'm going to leave you for a second. Stay put.
Okay.
I want to go to PEI next because I want them to experience it too. Sheehan Desjardins is in Woodstock, Prince Edward Island. It is totality there. Sheehan, what is happening?
It is totality here. It is dark. I don't know if you can still hear the crowd cheering. They all just let out a really big cheer all together, but it seems to be quieting down right now. Now, it is actually pretty cool. I mean, it's no wonder so many people came out to experience this here in Woodstock. This is what people have been waiting for. This is what some people traveled literally thousands of kilometers to come and see here. Now, just before this, I had a chance to walk through the crowd and get people's thoughts. They said that this is the best day of their life. They said that this is life-changing, that it's magical. Some people have had this on their calendar for 10 years. Now, it was pretty much a perfect day here in PEI for the total solar eclipse. There was barely any clouds in the sky. I don't remember the last time it was this sunny and this warm in April. Some people are wearing shorts. Now, the temperature certainly has dropped. It's eerie how quiet it is all of a sudden. I think everyone is just really trying to take this whole experience in. I'm looking forward to it as well. It's pretty exciting here. Now, this is something that we're not going to see again in Prince Edward Island until for at least 50 years. So like I said, everyone is really trying to take this whole experience in. But I did have a chance to speak with some kids out in the crowd, and they said that they're already looking forward to it. So we'll have to see what happens 50 years from now. But the crowd is excited. I think people are really pleased with what they saw today in Prince Edward Island, Heather.
This is an extraordinary live picture beside you, Sheehan. Thank you so very much. Sheehan Desjardins, Woodstock, PEI, 2017, July 10th of that year. That's the next time that community will see what we are looking at right now. Now, is this Prince Edward Island that we're looking at? Let me just check with my team. Look at this incredible totality, as Jay Scotland was telling us and Brett. This part of the country really had the best viewing conditions. And look at this. And Alfie Chan, come and look at this with me on these live pictures. Alfie, you met earlier this morning. Alfie's been my guest for years on CBC Morning Live. He's 15, but he loves space, and he has since he was a little boy. Now that is a total solar eclipse. What are you seeing in that picture?
It's definitely totality for sure. You can see kind of like the hole covering the sun. You can see the sun's corona flare outside of the moon. Oh, and there you go. That's the diamond ring effect right there.
So is that it's moving off?
Yeah, that's moving off.
It's moving off. So let's wait and see what we see, because we
Look
have
at the
seen
colors.
diamond rings which are unbelievable. That last blast, or in this case it'll be the first blast of light as it moons moving away from the sun. So you get, now we're seeing, now I haven't seen this. Now this could just be our monitor or our cameras, but I haven't seen those different colors. That could just be what we're looking at on the screen. Alfie, you were here in Niagara Falls with me, you and your family, your sister Ava and your parents. Wasn't as beautiful viewing conditions, but it did peek through. Tell me all about your experience.
So most definitely it started, the first notable change was that it was pretty cloudy, so we couldn't see much. We started to look up, and we heard people cheering, and that's when we're like, oh, so that's when the eclipse started. We look up and we see, through the little bit of cloud we're looking at, and we kind of see a little bit of like, a black circle slowly starting to creep across the sun. And then that's when we start to notice, oh, it's getting dimmer, dimmer. And then it starts getting colder. The animals, like the seagulls out here at Niagara Falls, they start like flying all the way. And they're all flying at that direction, yeah.
They were going away, were they?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. So a little bit unusual behavior. Were they quiet?
No, they were like cawing and chirping the whole time while they were flying. And they all flew in one day group and down that direction over there.
So you wanted to observe the changes, but I also wanted to find out how it made you feel. Tell me about the emotional experience.
So I did not expect it to be that quick to go from the sun brightness all the way down to dark. It went from dawn to dusk in under 5 seconds, and then in the next like 10-ish or so seconds, we went from sunset all the way to dark and at night. And then it was almost pitch black. It was a very dark blue. And it was really cool seeing all like the lights on the hotels, all the lights, and we were starting to light up. The city began to light up because of how dark it was.
Did you feel some kind of
and it felt
connection
to it felt like, oh wow, definitely worth it. I was also a bit nervous because I was like, oh, it's getting so dark. And I was
a little bit nervous.
A little bit nervous. And
wonderful to sharing that with your family. All of the people who were here. Thank you for sharing with all of us through these past days, Alfie, you and your family. It's been such a pleasure. It's been just great. I have to leave you now because I want to go to Newfoundland. I don't want to miss totality in Gander. Adam Walsh, you're in the very last place in Canada to experience this. What is happening in Gander, my friend?
Oh my God, it is wild, right? Like, Heather, obviously, it's getting dark in the daytime here. I'm surrounded by a couple of hundred people at the College of the North Atlantic in Gander. We got the
I'm gonna go
Trans-Canada
brush my
Highway in
teeth
front
and
of
get
us.
dressed.
We've seen the
Okay.
crowd
We have to go
slowly
bowling. Can
build
we
over the
soon
last
not go
hour and a
bowling?
half. Like 3
Hey?
glasses have
Can
been
we
given out
soon
behind
not
me
go
here.
bowling?
You've got some
Yeah.
astrophysicists, students from Memorial
Well,
University of
we only
Newfoundland
got
and
a couple more
Labrador.
weeks.
With some telescopes there. Everyone's been waiting for this moment right now. And they're, up until now, it was getting pretty loud. You got someone on a loudspeaker behind me. Now everyone's clapping because here we are in totality in Gander, Newfoundland and Labrador. And it is quite the thing with everyone's got their phones up and some cheering, and they're just in awe of what is happening right now.
You know, Adam, it hasn't just been the moment in Gander, and we're just looking at what's going on the screen in Gander. We're just seeing a crescent, so it's coming. I know there was a 4-day eclipse. Oh, sorry, we're looking at PEI. I apologize, Adam. This is PEI, so we're watching that scene as well. This is our camera in Woodstock. Such an incredible moment that is coming your way, the last stop before the eclipse moves out to the ocean. But we were hearing about a 4-day eclipse soiree, so you've really been celebrating there in Gander for a long time. Can you make sure that you share with me and everyone watching what is happening in the little fishing community of Burgeo, Adam, because there's a very special eclipse ceremony going on there.
Yeah, well, here's the moment right here in Gander, Heather. And if we're talking about Burgeo, I got to go back to 66. It's in 1766 when explorer James Cook was there for a partial eclipse during that summer. He was able to actually, with that spot, he named an island Eclipse Island. And he was able to get the longitude of that then. And you fast forward to the 20th century, they put a little beacon on that island. No one lives there. That's sort of the 50s and 60s. Went into disrepair. This week, they repaired that beacon, put a new one in. It is solar powered. And on the government wharf in Burgeo, a town of about 1,500 people, we're having, as we say in Newfoundland, quite the time there today. I know there's music, there's singing, there's a smudging ceremony, all of that celebration, thinking of what was going on. And here we are in Gander, and the light that was in front of me earlier, that it wasn't that bright, well, it's bright now because it is dark.
Okay, I am entranced by the story of Eclipse Island and Cook and the people of Burgeo, how they're getting that beacon. But just come back to Gander, because I heard the cheers in the background. I can spend a little bit more time with you, Adam, if you don't mind. I do want you to be able to the experiences too. But what's going on? What's been the reaction there for totality for you there in Gander?
I've just been hearing some cheers, and as I look around me with my eyes adjusting from the TV lights and then the darkness that's everywhere, I'm looking around and everyone's just kind of taking in the moment. They're talking to each other, they're just looking up, and they're just soaking in this special moment in Gander, Newfoundland and Labrador. Like I said, a couple hundred people at College of the North Atlantic campus, some cheers, and just, I don't know, just quite the mood, quite the scene. And here as well, not just in Burgeo, here in Gander, it's quite the time too, Heather.
They're missing out in St. John's, I think, aren't they today, Adam? They'll be wishing that they were with you there in Gander.
Yeah, I left my wife some special sunglasses, but I don't think she's seeing much now, so she'll have to watch me on TV and see how it is.
That's true. Listen, so great to have you on the program, Adam. You go back and watch it and experience it yourself. Thank you, Adam Walsh, our final CBC reporter.
Thanks, Heather.
What a great team assembled for you today, as we have been with you from the moment the eclipse arrived in Canada on that southernmost tip in Windsor, Essex, in Essex County. And of course, we had Chris Ensing in Kingsville, and then all through Ontario, into Quebec, into Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and then there, the finishing point, Newfoundland. 34 minutes, Ryan. That's all it took. How fast does that path go?
At 2,400 kilometers an hour.
Incredible. 34 minutes, so much anticipation.
Listen,
I know. Listen, Ryan Marciniak is back. I have loved spending time with you here, and of course last week in studio in Toronto. You were just on CBC Radio for Totality, so I missed your reaction. What did you go through?
I'm still in awe. I think awe is the best word. And not just for myself. Being here to share it with so many other people was really wonderful. As somebody who communicates science for a living, seeing the reactions, hearing the reactions of everyone else as it got colder, as it got darker, as it poked out from behind the clouds for those magical few seconds. That's what it was all about for me.
It was so exciting to hear the crowd because they were so hopeful of at least something. And they did see the corona, and they did see totality on a couple of occasions, fleeting occasions, but they were not scuppered.
That's all you need to have it change your life, is that one moment. And, you know, we talk about it as being a 3.5 minute moment, but those short seconds, most of the people here will remember for the rest of their lives.
This was your second.
This was
2017 was, you were in Wyoming,
That's
if I'm
right.
not mistaken, and you experienced it in 2017, and now here you are in Niagara. Now you were working, so it's a little bit different, I guess, but how would you compare the two?
Well, it was nice to not have to operate a camera because I photographed the first eclipse and I was fumbling with solar lenses and all of this stuff, but I think the similarity of my experience in both eclipses was the childlike wonder. I felt like a little kid seeing the stars for the first time and experiencing this beautiful celestial moment. Back then, you know, in 2017, I had other people around me too, and there were cheers, certainly less than there are here. But just experiencing that with other people was really a magical
Part of
moment.
it, isn't it?
It really
It is the communal experience. I was using a quote yesterday, or earlier in the broadcast today, from an American official and an American astronomer saying it can be a me eclipse. So you personally, or maybe the two of us, maybe family, or it can be a we.
Yeah.
With thousands of people, and there's a whole extra element to that communal experience that I think we must have shared in today.
It is. We are planets. We are purple planets, lining up with a 3,500 kilometer wide moon and an over 1 million kilometer